there are contracts that you could sign that come before a product is ready. And this is something that a lot of founders fear, and is probably one of the hottest topics, that we get asked for, which is, okay, the product's not ready, people are ready to go, they want to see a contract, what can I do? So the three types of contracts that you could really do is this idea of custom software development plus licensing, um, letters of intent, and licensing with opt-out, and I'll cover those quickly. So in the custom software plus licensing, there are two key components. The first component is this idea of custom software development on the right-hand side. And in this case, this actually becomes a bulk of what you charge for. So the negotiation tactic is, I'm putting licensing aside, I'm going to zero that out for you, but you're going to pay us because we have some base software, but we're going to customize it specifically for you. And people buy into that because of that. We're going to customize it specifically for you. And then you make sure that there is a licensing component and there is a value associated with licensing, because that's how this type of contract rolls over into a full commercial agreement once the custom software development is done. The next is this idea of a letter of intent. So a letter of intent is, the idea of you providing some licensing agreement to somebody, and asking them for their commitment to license the software when it's ready. So you're being very upfront. You're saying the software is not ready, but people have bought into the value proposition. They've bought into the fact that you can solve it. And what you're asking them to do is commit to licensing the software when it is ready. But the contingency for them is, if it doesn't meet your needs, you can walk away. You're very clear about the features and functionality that's going to be available in the licensing agreement, and it's all based on the client approving the features and functionality. And then you make sure that the client's involved during the development, so that there never is a misalignment with what it is that they need, and you're de-risking the idea that you're building something and they're going to walk away. So these are binding agreements where someone has to license the software if you deliver what you say you're going to deliver. Okay. So in a way, you've de-risked it for the client to say, listen, if it doesn't meet your needs, you can walk away. But if it does meet your needs and you're clear about what those needs are and what you're going to build, it is a binding agreement. And then the third one is this idea of licensing with opt-out. So again, the way that you're de-risking this for the customer at this with this type of agreement is that it is a software licensing agreement, but there's a fixed opt-out period, which is, listen, you're actually going to license the software, you're going to pay for it for a certain amount of time. But you can opt out after X amount of time without any further commitments to us. And again, here I talk about this idea of ensuring some upfront non-refundable component, because that should cover your cost of building it for the customer. And again, you're being upfront with the customer that it's not fully ready, but that when it is ready, they get to test it and run with it and get what they need out of it. And if it never proves its value, they can walk away from it. And most companies have this sense of discretionary spending where they can use that budget to test things out. It's not a large part of the budget, but most companies have that in the different departments, that idea of discretionary spending.